playing the SmackDown. The Rock says, know your damn role.
I'm testifying, I'm flying above the circle. I got to find their watch as I plan to show you, and I climbed up the ladder. They don't know just what I'm holding. Electrifying, lifting you up and over again. They can't define us, an indestructible force to deal with. It never hurt us, there ain't no mercy out on the streets, but I'm with my brother. He tagged me and get somebody beat up. You can't even see us, but we put you up and over again. I'm testifying, I'm flying above the circle. I got to find their watch as I plan to show you, and I climbed up the ladder. They don't know just what I'm holding. Electrifying, lifting you up and over again.
Welcome to the Up and Over Podcast, a professional wrestling podcast where a bunch of marks discuss pro wrestling, where everything's a work and none of our opinions matter anyway. Firstly, let me introduce the eclectic duo from Wilmington, North Carolina. We have Big Papa C. Courtland, and we have old Patty Mills.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
I'd like to declare Patty, for the second time, Pat, the worst texter in all of the Carolinas.
It's
a fact.
It's a trademark for kayfabe only.
I could text him in the same house and say there's a fire, and he would read it in his notification screen, but not move.
Stunning.
Twitter, man.
Sticking with our typical run, we're missing out on the Cadillac Cowboy himself, old Ethan.
Typical.
He's busting out some hours before vacay.
I like that. Get
Yeah,
that
it's
money,
fine.
buddy. Get that money, buddy.
And then, of course, we have the absolute backbone of the Up and Over podcast, the one and only, streaming from the living room that looks like a guest bedroom, Casey El Gordo Gringo.
We're running 40 minutes behind schedule, so just so everyone knows where our mental state's at on this.
We're going Hollywood, baby. We're going Hollywood.
43 minutes late, to be completely exact. It's fine, no big deal. I don't really have anything to go off of, so I went to pour myself some chocolate milk before this, poured an entire half-gallon worth, and I've been drinking it ever since. You don't know how hard it is being Mike Klinsky.
Show them. No, shut up.
Yeah,
Show them the goddamn cup.
My hand, it's just a mess.
For anyone listening, you know the large...
like souvenir cups.
The souvenir cups you would get from like going to a movie theater. That to the brim of chocolate milk.
To the brim.
And he was just
but
like,
it's
what's
almond
happening
milk
right now. So
it's almond milk. It's fine. Fellas, this week we have
week. That's the excuse.
It is Mania week. Everything's bigger in Texas. I'm just trying to prep myself.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. This week on the Up and Over podcast, we have WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, from April 3rd, 2005 at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. But before we get there, we had some stuff happen this week in professional wrestling. Courtland.
Oh, God. The Steiner brothers got inducted into the Hall of Fame this week. It's very deserving. I think it's very surprising, honestly, that Scott Steiner has said so much shit about pro wrestling in general as a whole. And then single-handedly, the shit that you said about Triple H and Vince is like second to none. So, I mean, seeing him do it is wild that they're letting him come in. I mean, they even had a no trespassing sign, like picture of him.
There used to be a sign
in the back
with his fucking face on it, and it was like, "Don't let this fucker anywhere back here."
Which is just awesome, man. To go from completely undesirable to
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame.
Undeniable. Is that where you're going? Like a Cody Rhodes promo?
I was about to do it, but I think it's just crazy, man. Ham Cubes made it to the Hall of Fame.
Here's the deal, man.
So excited for that acceptance speech. You have no
idea. Braun Breaker really bridged everything.
70%.
I don't want any of that. I just want him to be like, a lot of my colleagues are here, including Samoa Joe, still looking fat. Like, that's all I want. That's all that I want.
I forgot who it was, but because of who's being inducted this year, all of the main event Mafia, the original main event Mafia, is now going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's sick.
So fucking kudos to those guys.
Yeah,
I just wanted to hit one of those like, you're cool, fuck you, Triple H. I'm fucking out of here. And just leave.
Dude. Oh man.
Meanwhile,
Pat, we're not gonna know. We're not gonna know what that.
I guess this is news. Triple H officially announced his in-ring retirement this week.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Did you see what Ryback said about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ryback's a fucking asshole.
I got auto-blocked on Twitter, quote tweeting Ryback, because I was like, how could you be such a... I was just like, it's honestly amazing that you're such a lame fucking person.
Yeah,
and he has... Like... I want everyone to know that Ryback has safety mode enabled on Twitter, so...
Oh, so as soon as you go at him, it's like...
as soon as you do it, auto-blocks. I'm like, that is such a frail fucking ego of a man.
In real time, I'm tweeting fucking dork at Ryback.
Give it a few
Here's
minutes.
Here's the hoping. Let's see. I'll let you know. It's so fast! That was so fast! Holy fuck! That was amazing!
Dude, Twitter's on the job, brother. These motherfuckers just going at it.
But once again, like, how are you going to be here being like, I was picked on and I didn't get a fair shake, and then fucking that happens, and you're like...
Yeah, the only thing you fucking shook up was CM Punk's bones.
He basically was like, no offense, but like, I'm glad this fucking happened to you. And then like, have fucking like auto ban on your... Like, that's how fucking hated you are, that you have to have Twitter auto block people. Because you're fucking terrible.
You know you're a bitch whenever Control Your Narrative doesn't even want your bitch ass.
They don't even want to fucking book him. They don't even...
They're like, hey, bro, we have a room that you can just talk shit to us. You auto-block people.
I don't mean to bring the real world into the pod, but did y'all see what Ethan just texted?
No, what'd he say?
He's worried that we're talking in this.
God.
We love you, Ethan. We would
never.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude, that was impressive. You said give it a few minutes. It was immediate. It took no time. Twitter was like, no. Like,
well, so I don't know how fast it went on mine, because I was honestly hoping, because I want to get blocked by him anyways. But like, I checked it a little while later, and I was like, oh, I got auto blocked.
Dude, it was immediate.
Wow.
I'm shocked. What a loser. So yeah, we have that. We have Shane McMahon coming back to the WWE. Apparently, how about that, y'all?
Potentially.
Next champion.
What if Seth Rollins' opponent is someone completely random, and Cody Rhodes comes back when Shane comes back and attacks Shane?
Wow.
We get Cody Rhodes and Shane
So
McMahon at WrestleMania.
I wish I could give credit to
What if that
it.
was part of Cody's thing? He was like, I need Shane. Like, that was like part of his deal.
You don't
Shane's
get the
the one who
nightmare
possessed
unless
him.
you get the OMAC. So
Shane's the one who possessed him.
It was me all along, Cody.
So someone, I don't know who said it on Twitter, and I feel bad. I'll have to go back and eventually give them credit. But someone was like, Seth's in the ring, and he's like, who the fuck's my opponent? And then fucking Here Comes the Money comes on, and then like he walks out, and everyone's like, what the fuck, it's Shane. And then like he like gets like fucking kayfabe injured, like walking out somehow, and then Cody takes his fucking spot. And I'm just like, hear me out. I just want Shane McMahon. I don't even want Cody anymore.
I want Cody with the Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Iron Man entrance. I want Cody to fucking sail over top of people. That's what I want. I want Cody Rhodes.
He has to have like a flaming guitar. Like, this is completely his moment.
Gonna have random people diving into fucking pools.
Just fucking
You show up.
The ramp.
In my soul. So here's the thing, dude. You show up to WrestleMania and it's just one big AEW Dynamite like setup, and then the center comes up real slowly with like the Hell in a Cell theme. Dun 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 dun. Wrestling has more than one. royal family. Like that's how they introduce him. He's just one large centerpiece that gets picked up. He comes out riding a horse. It's a mess.
He's got the Rock's flamethrower and he burns AEW sign.
Oh my god, dude.
I was thinking, like, what are they gonna do? Like, his entrance has got to do a stab at AEW. You know they're gonna do that. But it's like, what is he gonna do? What can you do?
I'm the real elite. I don't know what he said.
I don't know what the
Dude,
like,
yeah.
a stage prop. You know,
Vince McMahon says the elite free agent. You know, good shit. It'll be good.
He has all the
Dork-ass
pieces
shit.
from his throne that he disassembled, and he has to put it together. That's
Dude,
part of his
stop.
entrance.
It just shows a Minecraft character building a fucking throne. Turns out it's Cody Rhodes.
what if Cody came out to Motorhead's song? Like, came out to Triple H's theme song. It was like, never mind. I was gonna say something really bad. Never mind. So
They have a hologram Lemmy. We'll get to that.
Dude, shut up.
We'll get to Lemmy playing in Triple H at WrestleMania 21 because it fucking rocks.
So y'all are going to Dallas this week. Y'all are going to a lot of wrestling events. Which ones are y'all most excited for?
Bloodsport. God, I mean, this Joey Janela's. I'm kind of excited for World Lucha. I'm really excited for World Lucha. Like, World and Lucha, that's gonna be like there's just so much going on, bro. Like, I don't even know.
Kind of, and I was like,
there's just so much. I'm God damn. Never been so excited in my life to do anything. This week's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait for you to not have a worry in the world because I'm gonna be driving our worthless asses around Dallas, Texas like psychopaths. Is there anything else that we wanted to add? Is that it? Was that the week of wrestling?
We're probably forgetting something.
Yeah, fuck it.
Dude,
Tomorrow, AEW Dynamite in Columbia, South Carolina. Apparently, Tony Khan's announcing a new women's wrestler in AEW. It fucking better be Athena. That or Mia Yim, right? Maya Yim, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
Put her with Keith Lee on the same roster. It's gonna go well. It's gonna be good stuff. She rocks.
I mean,
Athena rocks.
I wanted to
Chris
be there,
rocks.
but also,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of an adjacent thing, right? In my notes,
we cover all types of entanglements on this podcast.
in my notes for this, I mentioned the Chris Rock Will Smith debacle.
Oh, I like that debacle.
Yeah.
The
total
unstoppable.
I just remember that from like the WWF WrestleMania game. Anyway, upandoverpodcast.com for all your Up and Over Podcast merchandise. At Up and Over Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. That's where you'll find all of our personal social media as well. So if you say, we suck or we're great or whatever, just let us know there.
Send us screenshots of you getting auto banned by Twitter on Ryback's account.
Yeah, dude, we'll follow back everybody who sends us the auto block. It's going to be good. This week we are covering WrestleMania 21. WrestleMania Goes Hollywood from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California in 2005, April 3rd to be exact. 20,193 in attendance. Lillian Garcia sings us in with America the Beautiful. The entirety of the promo package was insane and was done really well, and it was super fun. With wrestlers filling in iconic movie scene roles. Heidenreich was immortalized in the promo package. Don't know if y'all caught that, but I certainly did. The meat of the promo package was Stone Cold Steve Austin as Gladiator. He said, "I am the master of the middle finger, chief ass whooper of sorry sons of bitches, beer drinker among beer drinkers, truster of no one, and I will stomp a mud hole in your ass and walk it dry." Then he says that his name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and tonight he unleashes hell. We jump right in to a fantastic match. We have Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. And even with 2022 eyes, this felt like a perfect way to start WrestleMania if these guys aren't in your main event scene. Started out early. They're two perfect competitors. They're great at what they do. Ray and Eddie are the tag team champions at the time, but Chavo got in Eddie's ear and built up the notion that, well, maybe Eddie can't beat Ray. And so that's where we ended up here. This was a lot of fun, man. Ray gets slingshot over the top rope early on, and he just fucking floated like Spider-Man for a little bit. Looked awesome. There were a few dives to the outside, the best of which was a corkscrew dive from Ray that had me sit up and like about rip my shit off because I was so excited. Mysterio eats a ton of suplexes with Guerrero eventually landing the Three Amigos before barely missing on a frog splash. Eddie counters a West Coast pop into a nasty power bomb for a near fall, and the crowd is mega split. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Right on his head.
It was
The crowd is straight down the middle between Ray and Guerrero. Ray gets the flash pinfall victory after a Hurricane Rana, and post-match, the two men shake hands. I went 3 3/4. I thought it was a fantastic way to open the card, and we are going to start this week's episode with Casey.
I don't have a super crazy amount of stuff written down because you kind of covered all of it. I still think it's fucked up that this opened because, like, I feel like nothing for a while really over the top, like, beats it. Because, like, yeah, we have, you know, our Money in the Bank and everything, but that's like it's a gimmick match. So there's a lot of extra fluff to make that match look good. But, like, for just a straight wrestling match, it's fucking wild that they started with this. But
it was great.
That powerbomb counter is just disgusting. I had already watched it. I rewatched it again this morning just to refresh it. 'Cause it's been a couple of days since I watched it again, and it's fucking gross. Like he had no right slamming him down that hard. I gave it a 4. It was a great match. It was a great opener. I think that they set a bar pretty high that quite a few things don't hit at all.
I like it. Courtland.
I like this match. I went a little low on it because I've watched a lot of their matches and I know what they can do. I feel like WrestleMania for some of these like kind of like blood feuds, you know, like the rivalries that last a lifetime or an entire career. A lot of those matches sometimes don't hold up on the biggest stages just by pressure alone. I don't know if it's exactly this match that it reminds me of the most that happens with. But I feel like they've had better matches for sure with each other. So I went 3.5. However, there's a lot of good stuff. Like early on, there's a deep arm drag from Eddie that just throws Ray, man. And the echo of his feet hitting the mat in that arm drag is so loud in that room. Like the whole crowd went hush. The powerbomb is devastating in itself. Eddie and Ray just know each other so well. The timing and him moving from frog splash, Eddie's counter, the 619. They just know each other so well that it just kind of moves fluidly no matter what. And we know what comes after this, which is just very wild. But I feel like they have matches after this encounter that are better than this match. Like, if I remember correctly, there's a match on SmackDown that I put up there with like 4.5, 4 3/4 stars. And I mean, it's a great opener for WrestleMania. I wish it would have been a little cooler, but you know,
it's the opening match, but there's also nothing really at stake. Because it's
cool though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like for it just being a pure like, we don't really have anything going on, but we're gonna have these two go at it for like just our opener. Like I feel like it does its job, especially because it's like like there's not a tag team title on the line on this entire card. So like this being the only time you actually see the tag team champions, it's them going against each other. I'm like, fuck it, they did great.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I like it. I just, I don't want to take away from it because it is a great opener. It's a great match. But, I mean, I've seen better, I've rated them better. Yeah. So, like, I don't want to go too high on this on ones that I think are
That's fair.
So.
Pat?
I went 3 and... Sorry. I went 3.5 stars as well. I could go 3 3/4. I don't know. Just like for like the same thing Courtland said. Like I've seen them wrestle better matches than this. I did like this match as an opener though. A lot honestly. I liked how I felt like this match as an opener made the pay-per-view itself flow more, except for Eugene being existing. But like I just felt like it made it flow more for me. You just have people hype off the beginning, and then you get the next match. I don't know. It worked for me. I think Rey was fly as fuck. I think that was one of Rey's flyest fits that he's had. I like his like Mexican inspired stuff, like clothing wise.
Versus all
I feel
his
like
comic book character ones.
You could tell that he puts more care into those.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Yeah, it was sick. We get a backstage. Much better than what?
Daredevil.
Bro, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I love that Daredevil one.
Looks so
It's so fucking ridiculous.
It's like a fucking 6-year-old running around hell.
we get a backstage segment with JBL, Orlando Jordan, and the Basham brothers. They're walking backstage, and they come across Ric Flair and Triple H. And Triple H goes, I don't know what this segment was trying to do, but it buried the fuck out of JBL because Triple H just says, "Look, Nate, it's the wrestling god." What a joke! Fucking roast his ass.
Which, once again, Triple H has the most ridiculous fucking Lemmy from Motorhead fucking facial hair, and he's like, "Look at this fucking loser!" Like,
what's his clean cut dickhead? Like,
chomping on his gum.
I love this promo, man. I love this shit. Even when I remember watching this as a kid, because I always wanted them to face, but like, you just knew it would never happen. It's 2 heels, 2 completely different shows, 2 completely different champions. You feel like they were in 2 completely different universes, you know? But like, just this little interaction where they're like, "Oh, I guess we'll see who's the champion at the end of the night." Like, it's so good.
It's like,
because it just has all those levels. JBL being like, "I've never lost a championship, but here you are, and when you lose it for the 10th time,
it's tough.
I'll still be champion." And it's just like, it's so good. Because Triple H is like, "You really think you're that good?" And JBL's face is, he genuinely believes when he said that shit. He was like, "I am that fucking good." And he's like, "Oh, all right, well, goddamn, I guess he's that good." All right.
It turned into a really like awesome, tense moment there.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Then we get a quick shot of Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider in the crowd. Which,
yo, behind them, they didn't talk about him, but behind them was Apple from Black Eyed Peas.
Really?
Sitting literally right behind them.
Adam Sandler comes up in my notes later, by the way. Spoiler alert. Then we move on to our inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit versus Christian with Tyson Tomko versus Shelton Benjamin versus Edge versus Kane. Hope you got all that.
Right here.
I said, oh, like my notes are, oh man, this was the inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match, and my hope was that it held up 17 years later, because I haven't really watched this match a ton. I don't really remember whether or not there was like a clear-cut winner walking into this, but like with fresh eyes, all of these guys could have won it, which was cool. I feel like that's not something that you see nowadays. But this was pretty violent considering. Benoit hits a German suplex on Jericho, and it's one of my favorite spots always. He has the ladder, and he eats a German and throws the fucking ladder like a nutcase. Good stuff. I love it. Shelton Benjamin showed the fuck out, man. This was his breakout moment, really. The dive over the top rope, the T-bone to Edge off the top of the ladder, the run with the clothesline there. Like, he just went wild. The Tomko interference felt so dumb. My note actually says, the Tomko interference felt so fucking dumb. What's that dork up to nowadays? Anyway, Benoit's flying headbutt from the top of the ladder onto Kane had LA losing their fucking minds.
Dude, the zoom in on that is so great. Because he hits and he turns. Like, he turns just right at the camera, dude. The camera just... I could just imagine the trip, like, zoom in, and, like, get in, and, like, you just see this one trail of blood. And it just slowly opens.
He's like, fuck!
He has this face that's just, like, you see all, like, everything in his face just tensing up. It's like, there's no way that shit didn't hurt you, bud. That shit hurt.
Yeah, his selling of the diving headbutt is one of my favorite sells of all time.
Yeah.
Like his little
Is that
it's so sick. I love it. The chair shot to Benoit's arm from Edge is horrifying, horrifying sounding. And then Edge picks up the win after that chair shot, which sounds like it just fucking sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved this match. I thought it was awesome. All the guys looked phenomenal in this. 4 1/4. It was everything I wanted it to be. Courtland.
I really enjoyed the entrance for Kane here. Because you get the ladders on fire, he comes out and it's like he didn't know that it was happening, and he just looks over at the ladders and they're on fire, and he's like, "Haha, this is sick!" And he just has the coolest smirk on his face. And he walks out, and then everyone runs up the ramp to attack him, which I thought was really cool. It was a nice change of pace. It's the biggest dude in the match. Go ahead and work him down. Make sure he doesn't get to the ring. So that's a really cool spot. Obviously, Shelton Benjamin shows the fuck out here, which is really, really cool shit. It's surprising that he didn't get more in WWE, especially around this time. It feels like they gave him that match with Shawn on Raw. And then after that, they just decided that he wasn't anything but above mid-card pay-per-view material, which is just crazy. Benoit reversing a choke slam for the crippler was really cool for me. Edge is the perfect asshole in this match. I remember this was really the moment that I was like, fuck Edge growing up, So I was always like, oh, I've always liked Christian more and all that hoopla, But I remember being like, oh, Edge is kind of sick. And then this heel shit started happening. And I was like, I just don't buy him as a heel yet. And he hit Benoit in the arm with a chair. And this whole crowd is losing their shit for him. And, oh, man, I was so mad as a child. I remember vividly being pissed about this. But it's fucking great. This Money in the Bank holds up better than a lot of them do. I put this one in the CM Punk's win, probably side by side. So I really enjoy this one. I give it 4 1/4.
I like it. Pat, what you got,
I went
man?
4 flat. But I do love this match. I guess 4 is not a bad rating. What the fuck?
No.
But yeah, I do love this match. It's obviously the first Money in the Bank, and for it to be the first Money in the Bank, it kind of went, in my opinion, as well as it could have been for them. It's the first time they've ever done this shit, and we've seen a lot of shoddy ass Money in the Banks since then. But it's just a really, really good match. I would say I like Kane's entrance. It's one of my favorite, with the flaming ladders and him just being surprised. And I like them chasing him down in the beginning to get him out of the ring. But I didn't like too much else of what he did in this match.
Yeah.
The clothesline from the top rope just seemed, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm talking shit because it was cool. I don't know. I'm replaying it in my head. I'm just like, all right, it's cool. But I don't know. I didn't really enjoy Kane that much in this match. I loved Shelton Benjamin. I loved Chris Jericho in this match.
Yeah.
And I do remember after this match as a kid, hating Edge's guts.
Yeah.
I remember that shit because I wanted Chris Benoit to win this shit so fucking bad. And this fucking asshole. I remember this shit, hating his guts. And then, for then, you just hate. If you really think about your childhood, after that, you hate Edge for the next 7 years.
It was you just dealt with him being an asshole. And you deal with all this shit, and he finally cashes in after the New Year's. And it's I fucking hate that guy. How could he do this to us?
Yeah, it's man. I really like this WrestleMania a lot, man. It just brings. I just remember this one was from a kid's perspective because it was one of the ones that I was the most excited about. Because they made it a spectacle, man. They made it like it was a fucking movie, it was real shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Edge and Christian Concerto, with the ladders, was really cool. The crowd really loved them working as a team again. So I like that.
Yeah. I just feel offended that Kane took a back bump off of the top of a ladder and you weren't entertained. That
He
man gets
took the
punched,
shit out of
whoa, and fucking eats shit. And you're just like, yeah, I didn't really like what he did. Motherfucker, he's huge. Just going, la, la, la. Like, what? Anyway. Casey.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. I also give it a 4. It is, I think, like objectively, it's like one of the best Money in the Bank ladder matches. It is one of those where it's like I agree on the side where it's like the first time ever seeing it is like fuck Edge, but watching it now and knowing like this became like how he is. The ultimate opportunist, like he literally shows it in the fucking match where he's like, I'm gonna wait until the guy who has a bum shoulder and has been working that shoulder the whole match is gonna fucking win. I'm gonna beat him with the chair and then steal it from him. Like it like sets it up perfectly. Yeah, it's great though. I will say though, I did not think that they needed to have Kane jump off the fucking top turnbuckle and do a fucking dive on everyone. Like that was not necessary. We did not need.
He
all the
almost
other
killed
ones.
Shelton Benjamin too.
Shelton's
He
was
almost literally
cool.
killed Shelton Benjamin, man. He tried to choke slam him out the ring. My man's whole fucking ankle gets caught in the ropes. He's just dangling and shit.
He's like,
It's close to the apron. He was like,
oh shit. I will say the one part that probably, and since you guys brought it up, the one part that does irritate my soul is that they gave, after this match, they gave Shelton the Kofi treatment where Kofi does all the spots in Royal Rumbles. It was Shelton does them for all the money. Like you knew if Shelton was in the Money in the Bank match, he was gonna do some fucking weird, crazy shit that no one's seen anyone do before. And like, I always hated it because I'm like, he was like, he's so good. And then you just stuck him in this like little corner, and you're like, go do your weird ladder walks and shit, and then go sit in catering again. But yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but we love Shelton Benjamin here on the Up and Over podcast.
Yeah, we do.
love Shelton.
No shouting hating here.
Okay, well, I can tell you that we're going to hate on this next segment because we have Eugene make his way down.
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't watch this. I,
Fast forward.
Dude.
The fuck out of this.
I feel like it's problematic, so I just skipped over it.
Oh, it is. It is. He loves the word.
Don't.
The word.
Don't do it.
We
don't have to do
the
it.
politically incorrect word for little people.
He loves the M word. While talking to the
serious?
crowd about how great. Oh, dude goes wild with it. Says it 100 times.
Mind you-
Muhammad Hassan and.
Mind you, once again, this is a person that's supposed to have special needs. Like the whole thing from start to end is just
Bad.
just bad.
All right. Well, Muhammad Hassan and Daivari come down to ruin the fun. Hot take: Hassan would have been. He would have had a great run if the plug didn't get pulled on him. Thought he was gonna be fine. He says.
Oh, that's a really bad joke.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Patreon account coming soon.
God.
Dude.
He says if he wasn't going to be given a WrestleMania moment, he was going to create one himself. He beats up Eugene and locks in the camel clutch, and out comes Hulk Hogan for the save. This was the fucking shits. The best part of this entire segment was Adam Sandler on his feet with a shit-eating grin, clapping for Hulk Hogan. Made me laugh. I love you, Adam Sandler. Then we get Randy Orton versus The Undertaker. Dude, I feel
Who the
bad.
fuck looked at this and was like, all right, so we're gonna go Eddie Ray, Money in the Bank, that segment, and then we're gonna do the fucking Taker match. Like, who the fuck? we're gonna stack wrestling matches that are fucking objectively great, and then that.
Bud. 3 words. Such good shit. This started. So, all right. This started because Orton slapped Undertaker and disrespected him. My first note is Orton slapped Taker and he walked so that Will Smith could run with his slap. I told you, I reference, and I feel bad this is all back to back. But this was great. This was awesome. I loved it. Orton played the scared but not scared heel really well. Taker really played getting pissed off with Orton's antics. And the crowd was eating out the palm of their hand, man. They loved it. There's some great near falls throughout this. Actually, Casey and I talked about Bob Orton's interference and how the crowd was pretty convinced that Orton was taking this. Like, that near fall after Bob Orton's interference was, firstly, razor thin.
Yeah.
Taker waited till 2 and 15/16 to kick out. And the crowd was going fucking bonkers. The RKO counter is forever going to be the coolest thing. He obviously had smoother ones later on, but like this one is like, you know?
Taker's also just a big fucking dude. Like,
Dude,
it's hard to get that kind of literally that one out of nowhere where they're both this close. They're this close to each other, and he's got to get up and then push him. Like, it's all in all not bad.
So the 2 count had people losing their minds. The RKO counter happened. Taker won via a reverse tombstone. I thought this was excellent. I went 3 3/4. Pat.
I went 4 flat. I love this match, man. I've always liked it. It's like one of my favorite Taker and one of my favorite Taker matches. Period. I always forget about it because I haven't seen it like recently, so it was cool watching it today. But I've always loved this match. I was a fucking huge Randy Orton mark when I was a kid, man. He was just the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. And him finally getting that WrestleMania match with Taker, like, it was just like, can I say something that might sound blasphemous?
Good.
Sure.
I don't like Undertaker doing a Dragon Sleep. I've never liked it. The Hell's Gate. I don't fucking like it.
I think
he's talking about like behind the back Dragon Sleep.
I think fucking
okay, gotcha.
MMA pure striker Taker's fucking awful.
Yeah, but this is just a Dragon Sleeper.
I know, but all of it though. Like,
why don't you like the Dragon Sleeper?
I don't like him doing it. I like the Dragon Sleeper. It's one of my favorite moves. I just don't like him doing it.
Because he's an awkward person. He's kind of just tall, and unless someone's like 6'3", 6'4", they're too short to take it. But like, if you're also that tall, why are you? No one's going to be able to bend back that much if they're that tall. You know?
Yeah,
he's just such a big guy.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin Nash trying to do it. Like, it's just, it would look.
I was just
awkward.
thinking of Kevin Nash right before we went live. The chances.
He just tore his quad thinking about it though.
Oh my god.
God damn, man.
All right, Pat, back to where you were saying. So you didn't like the Dragon Sleeper, but what did you like about it?
Well, my favorite spot of the match was the chokeslam reversal to the RKO. I thought that's one of my favorite RKOs. Like, period. It annoys me that you don't ever really see it in these RKO clips that everybody do. They're like, the fucking flipping, the goddamn Seth Rollins. That shit was the OG one. That was the OG. I don't know what the fuck is going on RKO, and I always fucking love that shit. And I always love this match. I think Randy Orton, you know, I'm gonna give this nigga his flowers any fucking second, any fucking day. Randy Orton's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Always know.
Casey.
I also went 4 on it. I had told Mike this before we got on that I think it's for sure in my top 5 favorite of like the streak matches. It's a great one. And like, yeah, I mean, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but like I could have sworn at one point in time, like they had talked about like Randy was potentially the guy to take the streak from like that. He was the original one. I'm like, you can literally see it in this one. They're like, well, we're not gonna do it, but we're gonna fucking sure as shit make people believe that it's a possibility. Because like, yeah, that as soon as Bob gets involved and he gets hit with the cast, everyone in that crowd's like, they're fucking he's gonna steal this shit. And yeah, they lose their fucking minds when he kicks out. Yeah, I mean, I love it. Honestly, I always kind of play in my head like the what if, because this is still like very legend killer like time where it's like this would have sent him to the fucking just a different planet if they did give it to him. And I'm just gonna say in defense of Seth Rollins out of nowhere when he launches that fucker so high. I know it's an overplayed clip now, but he fucking launches that bitch. So, yeah, it's good. I love it.
In real time, that Seth Rollins clip is fucking bonkers.
Oh, dude, when I watched it live, I lost my fucking mind. I was like, that's the best RKO of all time.
Yeah, and he knew it.
really
He got up
believe
and fucking... Oh, dude, everything about it was good. Courtland, what do you have on this match, though?
There's a lot of stuff I love about it. Like I said, this is in my top 5 Taker matches for Mania. I went 4 1/4 on this match. Bob Orton getting involved, making it so believable that Orton can get over. Bob using the cast still, and him still having the cast is one of the best kayfabe things of pro wrestling ever. His arm's still broken. It's been 40 years. Who knew? It's fucking great. Taker, probably one of my favorite spots in this match. Taker goes for the snake eyes. In this match, he does like his snake eyes, big boot, leg drop, like the whole sequence.
Yeah.
Once he gets to the leg drop, Orton does one of his snap scoop slams. And I think it's like one of the first times that Taker went for like that sequence, like the comeback sequence at Mania, and it was reversed. So like just seeing that happen, the crowd losing their shit over it was really cool. Obviously, the catch RKO and the choke slam's great. I love Randy Orton's eyes in this match whenever the tombstone is reversed. I think it is one of the best captured moments in WrestleMania because the eyes tell the story, man. And
it's just his
Taker
face going,
being able to
oh,
pull that out. Yeah. Just him being like, oh, man, here it comes, and it just being flipped. It's great, man. The crowd's reaction to Orton doing the cutthroat is fantastic. It's just, dude, it's all kinds of good shit. You get everything you want out of it, man. You get the choke slam, you get the last ride. Bob Orton gets involved. You believe it. There's near falls, and you get Taker getting that 13 win, man. Everybody wanted to see the streak continue, and we end up seeing some of the best wrestling matches talked about for probably the rest of our lives, and it continues.
Can I ask a question? Does anybody who booked this? Like, who produced this WrestleMania? Does anybody know?
No idea. I bet I can find it, but I have no idea.
Probably one of them Go Works.
Because, I mean, it just popped in my head that like this match happens, and then we get like, which y'all waited till later on in the night to do that goddamn sumo match, but anyway.
Oh, bud.
I'm telling you, man, you look at this and you're like, we're going to stick some weird shit after all this good stuff, though.
Oh, God. The next match.
Once again.
Trish Stratus defending her women's championship against Christy Hemi with Leta in her corner. I'd like to preface with this. I love Trish Stratus. I would die for Trish Stratus. This fucking sucked. This was ass. It was so bad. Christy Hemi had no reason to be in a WrestleMania match. She was only out there because Lita got injured. This was fucking atrocious. This sucked so bad that it made the LA crowd shut the fuck up. And that crowd was so hot all night.
I want you to know I watched this pay-per-view twice and I forgot it was on the card both times.
We get a chick kick for Trish to retain with. My final note is thank God.
It was so bad.
Hold on. You're gonna skip over the botched 3 count? That gets a really late kick out, then into the chick kick.
Buddy, there was a moment in this match, and I can't tell you where it was because the thing is a conglomeration of bullshit in my brain. There was a moment where I went, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what's happening? How'd we get here? We were doing so well, and we got here. It's a single star. Casey, what do you have?
Yeah, I didn't miss Jerry Lawler's commentary.
Immediately during the intros, like the
I
intros.
like suspenders. Fucking
Not
asshat.
wearing them, but watching them. Like, fuck you, you dork ass motherfucker.
Like immediately, I was like, God, I'm so glad we're just not
We
doing
did
this right
so
now.
well getting away from.
I think it's literally why all like the episodes we've done that haven't been Jerry Lawler era have been so great for us. Is because we haven't had to listen to it. Yeah, there's literally it's a Trish goes for a roll up. Christy reverses the roll up. It is a clear as fucking day 3 count. And then Trish kicks out, and then everyone in the crowd's like, that was fucking 3. Like, I don't really know what we're doing here.
That's funny.
Like, it was like, I think the only time they made noise, because they were like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah,
they didn't want to get Christy and Hemi that title at all. They're like, I don't give a fuck if anybody fucked up. You're not getting shit.
Start the match over. We're doing it again. Yeah, we'll give it a star because they went out and they gave it the old college try.
Courtland.
I have no notes. I give it a star.
Pat.
I give it a star. I give it a star just to be like everybody else, and because I don't want to rate. It's just I can't be sexist right now. The only thing I remember from this match is Trish Stratus selling the low blow, and that shit made me weak as fuck.
The only reason this match happened was Christy Hemi was supposed to be getting on Playboy in the next couple months, and then you need to promote her. So the best way to do it is put her on the marquee.
All right, well, here's the deal. I want you to know that I talked myself up to a star. I definitely had 3/4 of a star an hour before we went live.
Buster,
not a big deal.
I wasn't even gonna rate it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I don't rate a couple things here in a little bit. It's fun.
I think we all just gave it the courtesy star because Mike did.
It's a courtesy star.
It's fine. It's fine. We move on to a fantastic match. Shawn Michaels versus...
Mike. Tori Wilson, Don Marie.
Watching that over this. This was fucking bad. This was fucking bad, dude.
I also forgot to mention, I just thought of it. Going back to the Orton and Taker thing, I know he moved on, but there's a writing from Orton that he has said that he actually missed a rehearsal the day before this Mania. And he was supposed to talk over the match with Taker, and he never talked over it. And he ended up getting too drunk, like, the night before. And he thought he was going to end up getting, like, the worst ass whooping of his life. But apparently when he got in the ring, Taker just gave his ass a quick receipt and told him to move on. And they went and did the match, barely talked about it, and that shit was still that good. I was trying to figure out who booked the match when you asked. So I looked it up to try to find the booker, and it was that story. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot.
Gotcha.
I forgot.
You went all the way back, ignoring that match. Well, hold on. Before we move on, I know we just talked about this bullshit, but let's talk about the cool thing that happened before that.
I want everyone to know, because he's only very seldomly shown his actual notes. But Courtland has a fucking legitimate pen and paper notepad that he writes his notes on.
Have it with you?
This motherfucker said, I didn't write any notes for this women's match, but here's a weird fucking fact that I remember in the back of my head.
Do you have your notes with you, like in front of you, or no?
I use my phone now.
Oh, he's so
dude.
Upgrade.
Those early
asshole,
up and
yeah.
over, dude. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
pen
was
and
like,
paper.
about like 8 pages, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I forget that when it's fucking 30 degrees outside that I have arthritis, so like I couldn't write anymore. So it turned into my phone.
All right.
Anyways.
Moving past the shit show of that women's championship, we move into Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. This is one of my favorite matches of all time.
See, senor.
I had just rewatched it a couple months ago. And it's a big shocker that it's one of my favorite because I love Shawn. The feud started at the Rumble, both men eliminating each other from the match, and that's kind of how we ended up here. And I'm pretty sure that in the build-up to this, Angle beats up Marty Jannetty, which is fucking hilarious.
This is how we get sexy Kurt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like that anniversary just happened a couple days ago. It's fucking great.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I said So thanks, Kurt. You're lucky he didn't kill you. That might need to be edited. You do what you want there. Marty
It's fine. Move
Jannetty,
on.
casual murder. The chain wrestling in the beginning of the match felt smooth and not forced, and I know Casey's gonna have a tour. I literally, the next note, I'm sure Casey hated it. Not a joke. Dead serious.
I did.
As this starts to heat up, Angle hits an angle slam, a turnbuckle post on the outside, and it looked great. Sean sold the fuck out of it, and then really works the back. The dueling "Let's Go Angle, Let's Go Michaels" chants are rather loud and add another match. Angle really works Michaels back through the entire match, and Sean was so desperate to win that he kept like doing dumb shit to try to pull it out. Like he would just like, I don't really care about my back right now. Let me hit this crossbody to the outside, like just going fucking wild. The elbow drop from Shawn Michaels had the crowd on their feet just for him to take a wild back bump. Made me laugh very hard. Sean's crossbody to the outside caused him to land straight on his fucking head. Good lord. The constant counters heading into the stretch, the angle slam, and then the avalanche angle slam. The sweet chin music in response. And to top it all off, have Angle locking in that ankle lock three whole minutes. And holding on until he couldn't hold on anymore. And then you see Sean fighting with himself, tap or not. And even when he taps, like, you see the disappointment in his face as he's doing it. He's like, God damn it, I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. It rocked. And then there's a moment after where Kurt's posing with his arms in the air. And if you read his lips, he says, I'm the man. I'm the best in the business. And I thought that was a fucking funny thing that he said.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure that I'm higher than y'all. This was a 4 3/4 star match for me. I loved it. Thought it was great. Who did I go to last? I think this is Courtland this time, actually. That.
So it is me. I went 4.5. So we're just in the same ballpark, man. This match is fantastic. The only things I take away from it that I don't like now, I think Sean Stelling's a little much for me towards the end of this match. So I loved originally Angle holding the ankle lock for so long and it taking for Sean to tap. But like the more, like years later watching this and knowing all the shit you hear about Sean, it's not surprising that he pretty much no-sold your finisher for 3 minutes straight. He just sold that you're a good wrestler in the end. Which is surprising because you didn't sell Kurt as a wrestler in the beginning of this match. You kind of just like kept going and going. Like, I don't think Kurt had any form of offense for the first 5 minutes of this match.
Shawn Michaels
I'm not saying
renamed
a
himself from
fucking word.
Mr. Main Event to Mr. Headlock Takeover.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
he just held the and like, dude, and that
Right,
shit's cool,
right.
man. You know, I love slowing things down, but it just doesn't make sense if you're trying to sell someone as being who they are, an Olympic gold medalist, one of the greatest shoot wrestlers in the world, but your pretty boy's gonna hold him in a headlock for 10 minutes.
Dude, bro.
It just doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Casey is about to blow a gasket, and he has to wait for Pat too.
So besides this, right? I don't know if Casey and I agree on this. We probably don't. So that last part. But besides that, I think there's a lot of good stuff in this. Like Sean selling the back is the main story of Sean's second stint of his career, right?
Yeah.
That's like the story of his matches from here on out, which is fantastic. You have something to rely on. Good for you. But like Kurt is just so great in this match. All the facial expressions when he finally locks in the ankle lock, just him screaming so loud for Sean to tap, and it's so good, man. You can't get that anywhere else. The explosion sweet chin music from Sean is so sick. That crowd ate that shit up. He pulled that shit right out of a video game. He hit left down and L1 and hit the secondary finisher. And that shit was sick. He just slapped his arms away and kicked him. It was so good. The Avalanche Angle Slam was fantastic. I love that Kurt Angle waited until about like 10 minutes in to finally start landing the belly to bellies. He finally worked the back.
It was a back-to-back belly-to-belly, dude. It was like, boom,
he finally
boom.
worked the back, and it was like, all right, now I can do it. And he hits it, and the facial expression on Sean there is so good. He's like the realization of like, oh, fuck, I haven't even started taking these yet.
Yep.
And
you ain't even started wrestling yet, buddy.
Like, we haven't even started yet, dude. Kurt Angle drops the straps, and then he puts them back on just to take them back off again. And I love when he does that shit, man. That's like that's the sixth gear Kurt Angle, and I love that shit right there. So this all for me is 4.5 stars. It goes up there with one of Kurt's best manias. Yeah, for me, for sure.
Pat?
I'm going in between 4.5 and 4 3/4. Like, I initially went 5. Shit, I'm gonna go 5 stars on it. It's one of my favorite matches. Matches like, like when you play like little YouTube playlists or whatever, you're playing matches on YouTube. It's for some reason this match always fucking comes up. I feel like I've seen it so many fucking times, and every time I sit there and watch it, because it's just like, it's a fucking clinic, man. It's two of most people's favorite wrestlers just going the fuck at it, doing as hard as they can fucking go. I will say this, I fucking hated the first 10 minutes of this match. I'm not gonna lie. It pissed me the fuck off. That's why I didn't go 5 initially. Yeah. But Kurt's offense later on in the match made up for it for me, because I felt like he got his offense that you kind of... Yeah, I was so mad watching this match back, because it's just like, he has him in this headlock. And, like, I mean, there's no blood circulation going through this man's body at all. Kurt Angle's essentially purple, like, 8 minutes into this shit. He lets him go for, like, 30 seconds. And then what does he do? Another fucking one. And he keeps doing that shit for another... It was like, oh, man, I was getting really mad. And then he throws him out the ring. And I got even more mad. I was getting really mad watching it. And then it just, like... It just clicked.
How can we forget? Shout out the perfect... Moonsault from Kurt Angle in this match.
I was gonna talk about it. Yeah, I don't know if you caught it. He actually clips Sean.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Because Sean rolls towards the turnbuckle and he fucking clips his forehead like on his like kidney area. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just great, man. It's definitely a WrestleMania, like a WrestleMania moment. You know, for me, at least.
Fucking
like,
lives up to
the
and then some.
Like, it's just awesome, man. I love Kurt Angle, man. And I'm not the biggest Shawn Michaels fan, like, as an adult, but I remember loving him as a kid. Mm-hmm. I just, like, it's not that I hate on Shawn Michaels. I don't know. That nigga is really, I feel like he was Cody Rhodes before Cody Rhodes.
That's fair.
Like, just totally super self-indulgent. Everything was about him. And I feel like it was like that until he retired, essentially.
I love Shawn Michaels. So you went 5, Pat.
Yeah, I'll go 5 stars on it.
Good shit. Casey.
Oh, God.
I already know what your rating is.
Well, so I'm gonna say, like, kind of replaying into my head as everyone talked and how everyone talks about it. I'm gonna say from the second that they go from that, like, from the ring to the first time they go to the outside, from that point on, I'm giving this match a 4. I had it rated a little lower than that. But, like, that part on, I love the fucking match. But the first, like, 5 to 10 minutes of this match makes me so fucking angry. First of all, you have Sean slap Kurt. And Kurt goes, okay, and fucking swarm Sean. And was like, I'm going to wrestle the shit out of this match. And Sean's like, I can't escape this motherfucker. Like, that's how fucking, like, on top of him he is. And at first, like, my brain kind of forgot this match. I was like, fuck, he's just going to take this motherfucker down. And, like, it's just going to be ground and pound from Kurt. Nope. 400 fucking headlock takeovers. And, like, when Kurt actually slaps the fucking mat, like, the 7th time, and he's like, fuck, like, I was in the same boat as him. Like, it was...
You can see he was obviously getting annoyed. Like, by the second one, as soon as he got thrown into it, he'd grab his hair and, like, fucking yank his ass down. And he'd look at him and be like, what are you doing? Why are we still here?
It's like, what irritates me is like,
You got
You're
the crowd
not-
doing
you've-
boo chant, and you're not in the Carolinas. Move on.
You literally like
Get to your next spot.
okay, there's like certain things
Yeah.
that like stylistically people will try to do, and it's like, well, they're trying it. It's not normally their forte, but like they're trying it. But like Sean isn't a fucking mat-based wrestler. That's like fucking Rey Mysterio going against Batista, and Rey is like suplex stalling Batista. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are we fucking doing it for so long? I fucking hate it. But the rest of the match is fucking great. Like
Raised little ass.
it's a weird fucking image in your head because you're like, that's not normal. But like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But then yeah, like I do think that the ankle lock at the end was on for a little too long, but I do love the like desperation in it though, because like Sean's like fighting it. He's fighting it forever. Kurt's rolling with it, and he's fucking torquing his knee every time he rolls, and he's like, tap, you son of a bitch. Like, he's fucking screaming this at him. But then, yeah, his tap is like, eh. Like,
it's so fucking white, where he's like,
yeah, it's like the
like,
most...
come the fuck on, man. Like, you couldn't do, like, anything else. Like, any fucking thing else would have worked out great, but instead you just decided to, like, wait on the camera, make eye contact with it, look at the crowd, drop your hand halfway each time, then you look at the camera again and just kind of lightly tap it. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. That is the most, like, oh, never mind.
Shawn Michaels shit.
That is the most Shawn Michaels fucking bullshit.
I also just want to give credit to the announcer table that fucking just bounced Kurt and Sean off of it. That was the most reinforced fucking announcer table I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it rocked. It like literally like leaned, and, like pushed them off, and was like, "I'm going right back to where I was." It took all of that weight. It was like, "I'm okay," but yeah, the first. I'm so glad that most of us agree that first 10 minutes is painful.
It's fucking brutal, man.
Slow, but it feels like the anger that I told Casey this earlier. The anger that Kurt feels in those moments when he's like hitting the fucking canvas, he takes out at the end in that ankle lock because he is fucking going for that ankle lock.
Yeah, you ain't fucking moving, dude.
No, bud.
That shit was sick.
After that match, we get a Piper's Pit segment. I don't really have a ton of notes here. Piper and Austin get to doing their shtick. Carlito comes down and Piper and Austin do their thing. It was a silly segment, whatever. Anything that anybody wanted to add there? Great. Aki Bono and Big Show have a sumo match. It fucking sucked. Anybody want to add anything?
Why?
-1.
Why?
They shouldn't did it.
The question is why. We
What he
didn't.
said,
We
negative
didn't
1
fucking
star.
need it. We didn't need to see
You're
Big Show's
racist.
ass. Why?
Dude, the best part about it was watching Big Show get thrown like a fucking boomerang.
It's a
Dude, I
fucking
remember
humbling experience, man.
Dude.
So I remember buying this pay-per-view, right, on Time Warner Cable. Stole the shit out that.
TWC.
But Pat Glenn bought me the DVD when it came out at Best Buy.
Yeah,
Right.
the fucking trifold.
Yeah.
So I would always, for some reason, I would go, like, for a couple months, I would always go to sleep watching this DVD on school nights because it was just, I already knew what was happening. I'm going to sleep.
I think I know where the story's going.
So I would fucking wake up
Dude,
to this
instead of
dumb-ass match
George
every
Lopez.
night. Dude,
Instead of George Lopez, you're waking up to Big Show ass in your face.
Oh my god, dude, I hate this so much.
But every time that noise hits, it's just Big Show's ass hitting the ground.
This
Hey,
man,
who
he
the-
asked me to come
who
out in
the
a fucking robe and flip flops. I was pissed.
Okay, we can have Floyd Mayweather face fucking Big Show, but like, who the fuck really thought this was a
Imagine Big
great
Show.
idea?
Imagine Big Show in that sumo outfit on the casket being pulled by Big Boss Man.
Wow. Oh my
How's that?
god. Let's move on
God.
from assless chaps Big Show.
I mean, my fucking nightmares tonight.
We just
Just him getting pulled on a casket.
dude, that fucking
We gotta
would-
make it. We have to make that video.
The thing would come off, man.
Oh
It'd
my
just be
god.
full ass showing. We moving on. We had our WWE Championship as a co-main event. John Bradshaw Layfield, champion, defending against John Cena. All right. I'm gonna give my notes, and then I will not rate this until y'all rate.
Okay.
JBL touted himself as a wrestling god, and this flat out fucking sucked. This was not good. It didn't affect. It didn't offend me too much because it didn't eclipse 12 minutes. Cena did sell his ass off, but this was slow and plotting. And it,
say what you just said again, dude.
yeah, hold on, I got you. Let's start over. JBL touted himself as a wrestling god, and this flat out fucking sucked. This was not good at all. Cena did sell his ass off, but it was slow and plotting and never really hit its gear. JBL just kind of whooped Cena's ass until Cena decided he wanted to hit his moveset, hit an FU, and pin him for the three.
Go home.
Watching this in 2022, I'm shocked that they didn't pull the plug on Cena's push due to how fucking dog shit bad this match was. With that said...
It's a good point.
Please pass it to Courtland. Or not Courtland, to Pat.
Oh, yeah, Pat. Pat, let's start with you.
Look, dude, I don't have a rating on this match. I'll give it right now 2.5 stars. I really don't give a fuck.
Right,
But look, 2022 eyes, objectively horrible. 2005 eyes.
This is the match that you want to put the belt on John Cena for the first time. This is the one. This fucking sucked.
We had to shave a lot of time off because of the Akibono match. You know,
dude. If you go back and rewatch the finish for this, the FU lands. Nobody in the front row stands up on hard cam. They're like, "Yes, it's not over," and it's like 3, and they're just like, "What the fuck is
that?" Yeah, it's just, man. I don't know, man. I don't look. I said this to Alex earlier because we were watching the shit, and it's like this chain gang Cena shit and that whole shit is just so weird looking at now because it would never. You can't do that shit now, but like 2005 was cool. 2000, it's like it's just weird. It's just weird because John Cena should have never fucking worked, and it did, and it just doesn't make fucking sense. But when you look at it through 2005 eyes, it made perfect fucking sense. This was what motherfuckers wanted. Was G-Unit was like the biggest thing in the fucking world.
Yes.
And you gave him that.
Yeah.
But a light version of it. Like I said earlier, right? John Cena was over in Black Households before he was over in the WWE. Like it was just like, it's just weird, man, because that shit should have never fucking happened.
2.5, Pat? Casey.
I'm okay. I'm gonna.
You better commit, motherfucker.
I'm defending the shit out of this right now. Okay,
dude.
So backstory.
I want you both to know that we are drastically different.
Way different. On
so
this
much so that I went, how about that co-main? And he went, this is my rating. And I said, what fucking match did you watch? Because I didn't watch it.
And I defended it then, I'll defend it now. So backstory is, like, summing it up, I had ended up getting bit by one of my dogs in the face, and during that summertime, I was bed rested for a while, and one of my neighbors had a recorded tape of it. Like they had bought the pay-per-view, they had taped it, and so they gave it to me. So I had watched this. This is probably my second most watched Mania after 17. Like, this is unquestionably, like, just for nostalgia reasons, it's probably my second favorite Mania.
Yeah.
I had also, and I've said it 1,000 times, at this time frame, I was pure SmackDown. I never watched Raw. I didn't have access to it. I only watched SmackDown. So I remember the whole build up to this. I fucking fully remember Cena taking the fucking cowboy hat and being like, this is a nice 10-gallon hat. Let's see how much it can actually hold. Pours the water in it, throws it on his head. Like, all of it's fucking great. So, like, my rating also includes the fact that I watched the whole lead up to this. Also, I miss the pumps. I miss the pump-up shoes so bad. They're fucking stupid as shit.
Stop before you give your rating. Courtland, I will give you the floor, but I just need your rating before Casey says his.
2.25.
Casey.
I gave it a 3.5. Like I said, objective.
Yeah, we're way
once
off.
again,
We watched different matches.
word life Cena, fucking fan of. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. G Unit,
Listen,
all this shit,
It was
I
cool,
fucking
man.
loved.
It was fucking cool, bro.
It's-
Like,
I don't give a
it
shit
should've
what
worked,
anyone
man.
says, because also it's like what came from it. Like their whole feud's fucking great. I don't give a shit. Yeah, match isn't really that great. To be honest, when I watched them this morning, I had to rewatch this and the actual main event, and I almost fell asleep during one of them. It's not this one. But like, for nostalgia reasons, I love this fucking match. Fuck it.
Okay.
Okay.
Courtland, the floor is yours with 2.25.
This match is whatever. It gives you John Cena. It gives you the direction that you know we're going. JBL's out. He's
I'll brush your mouth with Colgate.
he's JBL's looking a little older. He's saying some fragrant shit in other countries. Get the belt off of him so we don't have more PR problems. Give it to John Cena, the guy that says cocksucker and suck dick every fucking Thursday night on UPN.
Told your girl she a swallow because she sucked my. You know how it goes.
The straps are fucking great. Shut up.
Hey man, the cool things I took away from this match, I love JBL as a heel. I always loved JBL as the WWE champion. No one's going to take that shit away from him. I think the barbed wire steel cage match is one of the best matches SmackDown's ever produced. I think it is. JBL's work is unbelievable when it comes down to being a grimy piece of shit.
Yeah, it worked.
It's hard to find someone around this time that was as good as.
Yeah, JBL
you
had
had-
legitimate hatred.
Yeah, like you had Triple H that people just didn't like because he's the chosen one and all this shit. JBL's just a rich asshole, and everybody knows a rich asshole they hate. So like, it worked great. JBL coming out to $100 bills with his face on it is one of the funniest things.
Yo, for everyone
It's
listening to this, if you fucking find any of those, I will buy them. I swear to God.
Oh,
I've
good
searched
shit.
for them. I have not found them. I want JBL Buck so bad.
Yeah,
That's the
Buck is
coolest
awesome.
fucking thing, dude.
Yeah. But man, you get two
$100
really
bread
cool spinning neck breakers from JBL in this match that I wrote down. And JBL lays in some stiffs. And that's about it. You get the 5 moves of doom.
Your highlight were 2 fucking swinging neck breakers.
2 stars for just the neck breaker.
Bro, the fucking pumps, man.
Fuck
He
the pumps.
Pumps them up,
Dude,
bro.
we love the
All right,
pumps.
well,
Hey, yo,
Pumps are
Reebok,
fucking great,
don't
yes.
Reebok, don't listen to
We
him.
ain't back to this shit. Also, real
Spoiler
fast.
alert.
Listen, I hate that shit because there was a kid in my school that used to do it, and one time he
That
did
nigga
it,
was game.
and I pushed him over because I was tired of him doing it all the time. I got written up for it. So
That kid
he's a little bitch because he snitched. So fuck pump ups.
That kid was smashing, bro. That kid was.
Spoiler alert. Everybody went higher than I did. Star
You
and a
gave it-
half.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what I wanted to give it. Yeah.
It was bad. We get it. Can I just bring something up real fast that has nothing to do with this match?
What's up?
Why the fuck did we not have either set of tag teams being on the line or the fucking U.S. title? I rechecked. I rechecked on the. There's nothing on the dark.
Yeah, better things to worry about.
Akibono. Akibono.
Where's the Intercontinental title?
I don't know
Who
what
the fuck
intercontinental means. All I know is Akibono, bud. 1.5 stars. This was the liquid shits. It was terrible. I was offended watching.
Your fucking rating better be lower for this main event then.
I
legitimately
love
almost
this main
fell
event
asleep.
compared to this.
I love this main event.
This
Fucking
main event was
terrible.
sick.
Love
It
it.
rocks.
I don't know. Does it, Chris? Does it
The Hall of Fame inductees have their moment of shine. We get the Iron Sheik. The fact that we get the Iron Sheik and Heidenreich on the same event, woo! That shit gets me juiced.
I'm just gonna take your head and Photoshop it onto Heidenreich's body, and like that's
Or
that's
put
just
his
gonna
head
be
on
it.
Michael Cole's body while hiding beating him up.
All right, fuckers.
Well-
Triple H. With
You don't know
Ric Flair
how hard it is to be Mike Clay.
defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Batista. The build to this was fantastic. I can still remember watching that Raw where Batista's in the hallway listening to Triple H and Ric Flair call him stupid. And you get the thumbs up, thumbs down, and then the ass whooping at the contract signing thing. It was great. And that crowd, that crowd came unglued that night. That crowd went bonkers. Triple H being played out to Motorhead just feels so goddamn right.
Mike, have you? I don't think I asked you. Have you ever gotten the pleasure of seeing Motorhead live?
No. But I did see
have.
Lemmy do this. Lemmy said, "I in the game, you doing it, baby." I don't know why his fucking microphone was so high, but wow, I loved
So
it.
I asked Courtland and Pat while you were getting ready if they hadn't. They hadn't either. I'm the only one that has. And Motorhead's always been claimed as like the loudest band in the world. And
Really?
like, dude, holy shit. I've seen them live and it's borderline unlistenable. It's so fucking loud. So my only thought while they were playing was how fucking loud was it in LA that night? For them to hear him just say, "It's all about the game. And how you play." What are the rest of the words? Like, I don't think he knows the whole song. Like,
Dude, he
"Look
just
over
said,
your shoulder, ready to run."
I don't remember shit, so I'm gonna go out there and vibe. And
We're
so
on
he
Motorhead.
said, "I am the game, you doing it, baby." It was fucking sick, dude. Y'all think I'm joking about this? I loved it. I watched it twice, dude. I loved that entrance because Triple H comes up from the fucking ground like I don't even know what. It was
Like
just
Cody
so
Rhodes,
sick.
bro.
Oh wow,
That's where Cody got it, bro.
that's it. Oh man,
I just do
this-
appreciate him just on the turnbuckle at the end. He points to him and he's just like, and Lemmy's just like, dun, 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 dun. He's like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Dude, he said, then his delivery of time to play the game, we're Motorhead. I was ready to run through a brick fucking wall, y'all. I was feeling it. He gets to bleeding pretty early on in this match, and he bleeds pretty bad.
Yeah.
He gets slingshot into the turnbuckle, and Casey and I have hit an impasse about where he blades here. In my opinion, he blades before the slingshot happens. That's why they're focused so heavily on Dave. He's down there and he gets himself when he goes, and that way when he hits, boom, and he just doesn't even do anything, he's just bleeding. Casey has a different take.
So, regardless of when the blade happens, he hits the turnbuckle, he leans up against the apron, but he puts his right hand up against his forehead.
Right here.
So, the conspiracy is on our side is either he blades then or he's able to fucking Houdini a blade prior, because it does take a second. But then when he gets up to the apron, he does his tape trick, because we've seen it before now, that he rubs his fucking wrist tape onto his forehead. Don't know which one. Either way, the execution is flawless on it, because it's motherfucker's not bleeding, because they even they show it from two angles, so you know he's not bleeding going up to it, but afterwards he's just fountain.
Dude, he gets himself good, and then he spits it on the crowd. He's like, I'm like, oh, y'all are nasty. That blade, his blade jobs off a sling, like the slingshot is Whew. Always so good. He gets like Triple H gets his shitty heel offense in, but when Batista needs to shine, Batista fucking shines.
Mhm.
Helmsley goes for a pedigree, but by God, Batista's too strong. He channels his inner Ultimate Warrior, does the thumbs up, thumbs down thing, hits the perfect Batista bomb, and he's your new World Heavyweight Champion. He poses with the belt as Flair carries out a bloody and battered Triple H. Casey, this is going to you, bud, and I'm curious.
I wasn't mean to the match. I will say though, them working just solely Triple H in the beginning of this is molasses pacing. It is so fucking slow, borderline painful for me to get through. Like, it's just really slow working, and I just wanted to take a nap while watching it earlier. I'm gonna say Batista coming out to his generic theme song, weird. Him coming out doing the fucking machine gun, no pyro, also weird. Like, him just doing it and being like, no pyro happening, and just be like, damn. I'm like, that just feels so wrong.
When do you think, like, they gave him the pyro? Because they couldn't. They spent money on Motorhead for Triple H, but they couldn't give this man a quick pyro job.
Akibono, bro.
Akibono.
Took all the pyro. I don't even think, did Michaels have pyro?
Yeah. But it
Did
was
he?
like a, bah, that's it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's obviously the Houdini blade work is great. I don't know. I think the beginning of it just kind of felt meh to me. And like it's kind of similar with the Angle match where it's like the later on it gets a little better. I fucking just hate Flair's his entire being in this match. It's so not necessary. I understand why, but like I just fucking hate him at this point. I gave it 3.5. Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
I can't hate it more than I liked the Cena match. So
Courtland. Whoa.
I love this match. Here's why I love this match. Is because it's everything you wanted, man. It's Evolution's really, it's the ending. And we've ran through this reign of terror. We know the hell that this man has put on the chokehold he's put on the industry for the last 4 years. So Triple H does all the Triple H stuff. You got Ric Flair getting involved. You get the blade job. You get all the bells and whistles that come with the Triple H Reign of Terror title reign, you know? So it ends on that note of a bloody Triple H and the story is just that Batista is just too damn strong. And we get like this weird reversal for the pedigree. It's like an Irish curse kind of like reversal, which is really cool. JR calls it like he's never seen anything like it. You get the thumbs up and thumbs down, like you said. Crowd eats that shit up. The big thing for me in this match is after the Batista bomb and after the win, you get Triple H bloody in the corner, just fucking still leaking. Like, I mean, leaking. And Batista standing there, belt in the air, and he just screams and flexes at him. And Triple H just
looks scared,
dizzy,
fuck, dude. Like,
terrified, poured in blood, and just falls to the mat and rolls under the ring. And Rick just grabs him, and you see him carry him out. You get that one turnaround from Triple H, that bloody face, like, I'm going to come back. And he does. He does try a couple times, but he never gets the big one on old Dave Batista somehow. But, dude, this match is all 3.5 stars, but it's good for what it is. Should it have
main event WrestleMania?
Who knows?
It doesn't matter if it should have. It was going.
It's not about.
It did.
I always think the title should main event WrestleMania.
I agree.
Do I think that these two should have been the main event. Maybe not. Maybe giving, and this sounds
Big
crazy.
Show Akibono. Fuck yeah.
No.
Eugene and should have had a match.
No. I think that if you flip the JBL and John Cena match to the main event, but move Taker and Randy Orton up to split in between the two world title matches, it would have felt better. Having both world title matches back to back like that, and it makes sense to use Taker's match because they've always said like the streak doesn't need the belt. The streak is the story in its own. That's always been a key main event factor and drawing point of Mania. So I feel like splitting up those two belts in the card would have made sense, and we've seen them do it later on in history of Mania. I feel like this Mania definitely would have benefited from it, and it probably would have helped the JBL and Cena match some. Because I mean, the year following this, we get Cena and Triple H, right? So I mean, they're never out of the picture when it comes to like the main event of Mania. So like we kind of always have it no matter where the placement is. Mania 21 could have gone off a little smoother, but I mean everyone loved Batista. The reaction he got when he came out, reaction he got when he left. You get the WWE trademark WrestleMania logo. Join us tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? And you got confetti falling, crowds losing their shit. Like no one was over more than Batista at this time, you know? This motherfucker, I stand alone. Like, he was standing
Didn't
alone.
even have it though.
He didn't even have it yet.
Yeah, he had like the generic
He
fucking.
wasn't even at his peak yet.
It was culminating.
How about it?
He was getting ready.
I just want to throw back in there. I always forget about his fucking son belly button tattoo.
Oh.
It's fucking. I always forget about it, and then we watch these matches, and I'm like, there it is again. God damn it.
All right, Pat. Before
3.5
I give my
stars.
rating, oh man,
3.5 stars. I don't know why. I guess it's just because you guys did. Because I didn't love this match at all, but it wasn't bad.
Dude, Mike is gonna fucking quit this podcast.
I didn't love it, but I mean, like, let me tell you something, bro. And I'm about to say some real blasphemous shit, and I hate to talk shit about Triple H on the week that he announced his in-ring retirement, but this is the culmination of a fucking Triple H match. It's just him doing a bunch of shit, getting bloodied up, getting his ass beat, or winning. It's literally one or the other, and then the result. Like, I'm not talking shit. It's just is what it is. I love Triple H as a character, but it's just like what all Triple H matches are. So I don't really know what you could really want more.
In Pat's defense, because Mike is gonna lose his fucking mind. We've watched so many of these fucking Triple H matches back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
they're like, it's the same fucking thing after a while.
Same fucking match.
This
Over and
is
over again.
Much better than Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
By
Like,
a fucking a mile.
Getting hit by a truck is better than Scott Steiner.
Shit, dude, Ryan's is better than Shoney's. You know?
Mike.
when did the Scott Steiner match?
Bad Blood.
I just went on one and it was 3 stars for Forklift Lesnar. So there's that one. That's Triple H, Kevin Nash, Backlash maybe. I feel like we started off with fucking dog shit. That's Rock Goldberg, Lesnar, Cena, Triple H.
No, we had Tess Steiner at Bad Blood. Yeah. Fuck. Jesus Christ, man.
I just want to know what I gave this shitty fucking match. Because I didn't hate this match. But spoiler alert, everybody went higher than me.
Oh.
Casey's like, you better not have done it. And he's like, 3.5. I'm like, we didn't watch the same match again.
I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying I didn't hate it as much, but I can't go lower. It's not. It's just not fair,
buddy. This match was all, and I mean, they fucking stretched it like Laffy Taffy to get to 3 stars. This is a 3-star match. It's decent for what it is. I get it, put the belt on Batista. But here's the deal, bud. As much as I loved Triple H Motorhead, this was a blast. Batista wasn't the babyface after that. Like, you don't fucking have somebody get played out as the heel. Like, you don't do it. It shit on Batista. Batista, this was the exact same formula that JBL and John Cena were going after. It's just that JBL just didn't want to fucking sell for Cena until it was his finish. That's it. Triple H was selling the fuck out of this. Batista was still mega green, didn't have any fucking reason for being the face of the company at this point. It was a 3-star match. It was fine, but it still pissed me off that this closes the show.
Yeah.
I really want to know who fucking put this together and was like,
I want to know who possessed this
makes
motherfucker
sense.
Dave Batista to wear those dumbass trunks with his damn silhouette on the back of his fucking ass like a fucking dumbass. Like shit. He looked like a fucking porn star. His fucking sunset out the belly button ass. Yeah, that's gross. Anyways. Roy.
Where did we? There's no okay. Everything's fine. I still not. Dude, I feel like we didn't ever watch the Triple H Scott Steiner matches because I don't have notes on them.
I think my notes for it are on this computer, and I don't want to fuck everything up to go find them. But I don't.
Yeah.
There's no way we went over like 2 1/4.
I think I went a star and a half.
Like it was bad,
dude.
No, because one was worse than the first one.
Star and a half. Star and a half.
It was
I
star
can't
and a
listen
half,
to
all
Scott Steiner cut a promo without laughing. Y'all want to talk about pure entertainment? Good God. Like, it's all right. Well, that concludes WrestleMania 21. Oh,
and that concludes the actual full turn of the Reign of Terror. We are done with the Reign of
Can I
Terror.
ask a question?
What's
Objectively, without Triple H bias. How do you feel about the Reign of Terror?
It sucks.
I don't know how they could have made SmackDown so fucking good and Raw be so fucking bad at the same time. You had all this talent, and they were just like, and once again, it has always been Raw's the fucking A show, SmackDown's the B show, and like they took all these fucking like quote unquote misfits and they put them on SmackDown and they fucking just pumped out gold. And then you give fucking ham cubes and fucking Triple H, and then the test or the fucking
Time to play it again. We got Motorhead.
you get fucking Kevin Nash matches with them. You get
Listen,
all these
Here's
fucking
the
things
thing.
that don't make sense.
It's because Vince McMahon has always looked at Monday Night Raw as his baby, so he actually gives a shit about that. When it comes to tapings, he just sends 3 writers over there and tells them to send him a proof before they do it.
Yeah.
There's so much more there used to be so much more freedom on SmackDown, whereas Raw was nitpicked and changed 30 minutes before you went live.
I get that part. I'm just saying, like, you had all this going on for what the Reign of Terror was 4 fucking years.
God bless. It could have gone another year. I would have loved.
But I'm just saying, like look
I
at all the
fucking love the
matches
Reign
that
of
we
Terror.
fucking watched, and like
Oh,
none of them were very good. Like,
It's nostalgia.
4-year closer fucking dog shit
It's
matches.
nostalgia, man.
It's
When
definitely
I see the World Heavyweight Championship belt, I imagine that shit on Triple H.
When do we start to realize that
Unfortunately, yeah.
we weren't the smartest people when we were children?
Hey, I
like
just
while
loved
watching
Evolution.
these,
I thought Motorhead was sick. I thought Randy Orton was sick. I thought Batista was a real powerhouse. I loved Ric Flair at the time. I wish he fucking drove instead of got on planes, apparently. But, like, you know.
Imagine if that nigga was driving around. Never mind.
all I'm gonna say is that unfortunately we did it to ourselves to have to watch all these, and La Resistance is stuck in my
It's
head.
great. I've had fun, so I can't.
Oh, Resistance, I forgot.
The fucking Resistance.
All right. Well, fellas, that concludes WrestleMania 21.
I'm going to see you at Dynamite tomorrow, and I'm going to do that La Resistance dance in the parking lot.
Yeah, you bet that I won't, dude. I will reciprocate it entirely. If you guys didn't know, Courtland, Casey, and I have been working on a really cool thing called the Up and Over Breakdown, where we watch your favorite matches. Currently, we have 2 out. I do believe we're about to have the 3rd out.
Yeah, Friday.
Which is a doozy. Our next one is Mitsuharu Misawa versus Kenta Kobashi from Noah in 2003. That's widely considered one of the best matches of all time. So to find that, you go to upandoverpodcast.com. In the little drop down, you have exclusive content. That's where you'll find all of them posted. We have to do it that way and not on YouTube because YouTube just keeps flagging our content. So we're having a real good time there.
It almost was a Patreon for Pat.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, dude, we should have done a Patreon and just do a free Patreon and call it a day.
I think I have to actually charge people money for Patreon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was gonna charge it for $1, but soon we'll figure something out. Patreon of the works.
A Patreon.
With that said, because of Up and Over Breakdown, it's really done by us for you. So we need your help. Tell us your favorite matches. Tell your friends to tell us their favorite matches, whatever the case might be. Our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Up and Over Pod. From there, you find all of our personal social media. Let us know your favorite matches. Let us know if you're liking what we're doing. Let us know you wanted us to cover this event specifically for the regular Up and Over podcast. Tell your friends about it. Leave a 5-star rating on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and we will see you back here next week or whenever you're listening to it. Maybe the next episode's out already. Y'all enjoy your week. We'll see you soon.
Oh, yeah.